Alright, what's up everyone? We're back, another solve analysis. Unsurprisingly, we got the new 7x7 world record set by me last Saturday, so very recently. Again, huge shout out to Breast for reconstructing this whole thing. Pretty big reconstruction, as you can see. Send the GoPro footage, made it easier, he said, but obviously takes a lot of time. Huge shout out to Breast. I'll link his Facebook page. You should go like him in the description. Yeah, thanks for that. Quick note: this solve, so 157.76 is the new 7x7 single world record. The old one was 159.80 something by Max, and then it was 159.95 by me. So took a couple seconds off of it instead of just a measly .06 like Max did. So I wanted to get this analysis up because honestly, this record might not last through the weekend. It certainly won't last through the summer, but it's all right. 157 is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's that crazy. It's good. It's not even that crazy for me. It's a solid time, but it's nothing insane. So, quick note: this is a missed scramble. Actually, Kit sent me the real scramble. The real scramble is way easier of a start. The green center had 4 moves for 2 bars, plus the third bar was pretty obvious. So that's really pretty easy. Instead, we got this, which is actually pretty bad. Like if you just look at this, what is there to see? I did end up doing blue. Blue is probably clearly the obvious start, but it's like honestly a pretty bad start. We'll refresh the orientation right, and let's see what we got. So we're gonna start off with blue. Like that was the first bar. That is 5 moves for the first bar. That's so many moves. That's so bad. Like that's awful. And then, okay, so I remember what was happening here. I remember I was like, blue is the best, but it is terrible. So I did this terrible first bar, and then I transitioned into this. I was like, well, let's make the middle bar next. Whatever. I saved this piece, these three together to make the middle bar. But honestly, this is like 20 moves for 2 lines plus a little bit of the third one. This is terrible. This is honestly a garbage start. Honestly super bad start. I started making this one, so we're gonna preserve it. We're gonna use this. Don't know exactly why I did that versus the other piece, but it doesn't really matter. Made 3 bars. Now we're looking pretty standard. Remember where that piece was, and then so after the first bar, actually these next bars are pretty nice. I wouldn't say they're too amazing, but this is an unfortunate case because you're going to see here, I'm going to do this MU2 M prime thing, which is already slow, and then just a lot of... Okay, so I do it like that, which is smarter, but still not ideal. And then also, this is a mistake right here. So right here, I should already know that the 4 blue bars on bottom are on the right side. I shouldn't have to actually look here on this left bar to see that. The fact that I do this rotation to double check is a mistake. I shouldn't have to do that. If I was better, I wouldn't do that. Pretty easy. This is a nice start. 1 slice just to finish off this middle green bar. So I see the middle bar. Middle bar, if it's super easy, you're just going to go for that first. So went ahead and did the middle bar first. Definitely good. That was pretty nice. And then this bar right here is a clear... Notice, just if you're looking at this, it's very important to do it in this order. So we got actually 1 sec. Okay, sorry for that. Anyway, so it's important that you do this middle green center first and then the corner, because if you did the corner first, then you'd have you'd have brought both these pieces down, and it's really just an uncomfortable position you'd be in. So middle, then corner. Pretty easy setup. Finish this bar. This is also a mistake. If you notice, it ends up not costing me because later I'm smart and I make sure I notice. So I know this is a mistake when I see it here. So, oops. Wait, oops. 1 sec. So, why can't I pause it? How does this thing work? What the? How does this? Won't pause. Okay, I just reset it because I'm a genius. So, right. So we're here. That's actually incorrect. So we're right here. We finished our next bar. And I've said this before, you should always try and pull out this middle center right here, but unfortunately I don't really realize that. It's not too big of a deal right now. I do it like that. That's actually like the worst possible move because I should have at least put this corner up, because putting a corner up is better than putting in this wing here, so that was actually incredibly stupid. Like, I should never have done that, but I probably instantly realized that was stupid, and so I've already made plans to make sure that doesn't bite me in the ass later. So right here, that was also not smart. Wow, what am I doing? Like right here, I can pull down both of these pieces right here by doing a wide, by doing both of these bars instead of just the outer bar. But this isn't the worst decision in the world because I now have these 3 bars on left here together, so it's a little nicer. But still, now I'm pretty much just forced to build the outer bar next, because that allows me to make sure I can. I definitely know this. I'm building the outer bar next. That means it allows me to pull down this piece right here. Boom. I think that was a mistaken execution also. So now we're just building the last bar. Pretty standard last bar. Just a quick note, there are 2 execution mistakes on the green center. I think there's 2. So I do get a lockup pretty soon. It's like right, or when is it? Huh. I get a lockup like pretty early in the solve. Oh, it was like 20. Oh, never mind. It's on the blue center. I get a lockup. Anyways, I get a lockup when I'm building the blue center, but it ends up not being that big of a deal. Like costs like maybe a second or 2. I also do a wide move instead of an outer move, but that's also not too big of a deal. Alright, so now we're on red. Easy first bar. This is pretty nice. Nice second case right here. There it is. That was the, I accidentally do, you see that? I accidentally do that wide U, like right here. That's an accident. That costs another second, but not a big deal. If you look at the splits, so when did this solve start? Actually, we'll be more advanced in this one. We're going to be looking at splits. Solve starts at 8. We're done with first 2 centers at... We're done with first 2 centers at 38, which is pretty slow for... first 2 centers should be definitely under half, so the first 2 centers are pretty slow, which makes sense given the terrible start and the not the greatest execution, but the next 4 centers are all very fast. Actually, Bress has splits on the thing also, I forgot. So this red's pretty easy. This is another simple case. I accidentally didn't recognize it instantly. Obvious to get these 4 bars here, and now I'm looking for the last piece. It's right there, which is nice. Missed the move twice. Wow. Really nervous or something. Pretty easy stuff there. Messed up the move. A lot of mistakes in those moves, but and then red center. Pretty standard bar stuff right there. Going for yellow next. I see a pretty easy yellow. That was nice. Nothing too fancy there, really. Now we're gonna... What was that for? I don't know. Oh, I put the corner. That wasn't the best option, but I made the corner next. So in this case, you might see a couple things. Right here. So we're making this next bar right here. You see, oh wow, we got a lot of pieces down here. We got 3 of these in this. We got 3 of the kind of the middle bar, the middle outer bar right here already made. These 2 being together right here are pretty nice. We don't really want to break those up. And we already have four of these pieces in this bar right here. So we're going to go ahead and make the rest of this bar with these pieces and the one on top. Ideally, what I should have done is I should have used these 4 pieces right here and this third bar, this last kind of inner corner right here. Match this middle piece to right there, and then this would have easily done a U2 and swung around right in there, but I didn't see that immediately. So this is not ideal, but the key is that I'm building the 3 bars on left while still preserving this kind of 2x1 over here on right. Or I pull it out at the same time, which is also fine. But again, not ideal. This works out nicely because I can leave this piece in, and then it kind of just fits nicely into this insertion. This is a pretty standard last bar. Nothing really too fancy going on here. This is a very nice, this isn't that weird, but it is a pretty nice case. So as you can see, we got, when we're building our last two centers on 7x7, we want to go for, you want to build your 3 bars in the left in the best order possible. So sometimes you build the middle bar, sometimes you build 2 bars, sometimes you build all 3 bars. This case is pretty obvious that we're going to go for 2 bars at once because, as you can see right here, we already have this 2x4 block. And this corner down here is going to match up really quickly. And boom. We also got pretty lucky here. This is definitely a lucky last 2 center case. That's a very fast 3 moves or 5 moves for the left 2 bars. Very easy. And then when we're building, if you already built the middle left 2 bars and we're building the right 2, this is almost the best case. It's like 3 moves off the best case. We have this 2x1 and this 2x1. The worst cases are when not all the pieces you need are in the U face and some are on the front face, the face you're already building. But we are pretty lucky, so this is a very nice case. Then I imagine the rest of this might be lucky or might not be. Wow, this is pretty lucky. So then for our next bar, we have 3 moves next bar. And then the last bar, oh, it's not even that bad. There's a couple ways you could have done this. This is fine, though. Doing it to where you match the corner and then you do 1 comm at the end is fine. Alternatively, you could have done 2 comm, like a cancel to double comm, but this is honestly fine. So if you look at the splits over here, right, statistics. Last 2 centers done in 6.5 seconds. That's really fast. So first 2 centers took about 30 seconds, and the next ones took a total of less than 30 seconds. So very fast last 2 centers. Good last 4 centers. Very good last 2 centers. Definitely a lot of luck happening in those last 2 centers. Cancels out the bad start I had. So let's move on here. This is a nice case. We already had these 2 red, orange, and whites here. We run into these 2 over here, so now we got 4 already paired up. That's pretty nice. Find the last one. Not too weird. What's next? White, green. White, green is like not... Oh, okay, so it's not bad because I've already seen 4. I've definitely at least seen 4 of the white, greens at this point. It just so happens that all 5 are on top. I might have seen all 5, but if I'm picking white, green, I've definitely seen this 2x1 for sure and this right here, which means that we can easily set up to this 4 right here. Let's see if I'm smart enough. So I didn't see that 5th one. You know what? The reason why I know I didn't see the 5th one is because, so right here, and in this case right here, what you want to do for this specific case for all 5 is you want to slice this one, slice this piece over to here, right here, and then insert this green and white as part of the cancellation of flipping this green and white. But unfortunately, I do a full flip here, fix it, and then I do this insertion, which means I saw it next, which is unfortunate, and I wasted a couple moves, but honestly, it's still pretty smooth, and smoothness is the most important thing. What's next? Yellow, blue. Oh, okay. So then while I'm building the next one, I notice yellow, blue. There's 2 yellow, blues here, so I'm like, really, as I was watching this, there wasn't much to really go on, so I'm kind of assuming I just went for this yellow, blue. And then I see, all right, we've got 2 nice, this is also a nice case, 2 yellow, blues here, pretty nice. And then this one kind of falls into place as well, right nicely like this. This is also, this next setup is pretty, nothing too weird, but obviously you can see here we got this orange and yellow, and we got these 2 orange and yellows, so we're definitely going to go for the orange and yellow. You make sure we insert correctly so we can pair up the next orange and yellows right from the get-go. Boom. And we got this next orange and yellow right there. Oh, boom. And then the last one right there. Pretty easy edge right there. Not like super easy, but smooth edge. What are we doing? Oh, we got blue and white going. We have a misturn. We are getting pretty lucky. I definitely will have to say we're definitely getting pretty lucky here because you notice we're not doing too many wide 2s. When we start an edge, all the pieces we need are on this top face, which is actually very rare in 7x7, like extremely rare. And this is the point where I knew it was going to be a good solve because you don't really notice too much when you're getting very few wide 2s. You start an edge and all the pieces are on the face you're already looking at, but I definitely could already tell, like, this is a good solve. I'm feeling smooth. Things are smooth. And then I'm like, oh, man. I'm obviously already looking at this edge right here. I see 2 red and yellows and a green and yellow. I'm like, all right, we'll probably go red and yellow. And then I see this edge with 2 green and yellows and 2 red and yellows already oriented, and I'm like, all right, this is a good solve. Let's not screw it up. So we go for red and yellow next, I'm sure, and I'm sure the key. Did we do it? What did we do? Boom. All right. So essentially, we did a really terrible finger trick, but the important thing is that we were here. Oh wait, one sec. We are white and blue. Okay, so this is the white and blue edge. 1 second. We're just gonna go through this one again. Man, some of the execution is just poor. So the keys were right here. And we want to make sure, in this case, we don't want to just match up this red and yellow and this red and yellow with a U wide B prime, D prime wide. We want to make sure we do a U wide 3 to keep these green and yellow still matching. This green and yellow right here, not a big deal if we take it out because they're not in the same orientation is the key here. So these aren't matched orientation wise. So one's gonna have to get taken out no matter what. So we don't really care about that. We just want to make sure we keep these two on the left together. We do a terrible finger trick, but in the end we do make it happen. Also, that other blue and green and yellow is there, which is nice. It's right there, idiot. So we pull this one out, not a big deal. As we said, we're gonna match it up with the other one later. So we already know this one's the next one. And notice how I already knew it was the green and yellow was flipped. So I inserted it in the opposite way as I know that it's gonna match up with this one right here. Then luckily enough, we got this green and yellow right there. And then the last one just one flip away. I must have seen it earlier. I saw it on the backside. Okay, so wow. That's actually really good recognition because I was like impressed that I saw, I was like, oh, I saw it right now on this reconstruction moving at 0 speed. I doubt I saw it in the solve, but I did. As you notice, there was no look to the backside of the cube. I just did a straight D2 and knew where the piece was. So I was tracking pretty much almost the entire green and yellow edge through that red and yellow edge, which is actually pretty impressive. And I'm pretty, like, it was an easy case, but also the look ahead and memory on that case was actually, like, I'm pretty proud of myself for that one. That was some good stuff. So now we're on red and blue. I'm thinking, yeah, red and blue, not the easiest. I actually distinctly remember doing this. This is a pretty normal edge, nothing weird here. Then notice in this case, if we're pulling this edge out, we have this 3x1 centers already solved. If there was anything made on this top edge, we'd preserve it, but nothing was. So just a normal insert. And then let's see what our case is, because this is a place where you can get really lucky on your last 4 edges. Spoiler alert, this is not a lucky last 4 edge case. As you can see, the only thing that looks remotely good is red and white. Because it's got this 2x1, maybe red and green is not. This is like honestly a pretty bad last 4 edge case. So the two areas where actually you get lucky normally on centers, the start and last 4 edges, I actually had pretty unlucky cases. But I was getting lucky on cases that usually don't have as high a variance. Like I was getting easy last 2 center cases, easy third and fourth center cases, and some nice edge cases going on. But the cases that normally have the areas that normally have that super high variance, I was getting actually like honestly terrible, like really bad. Honestly, like really bad cases. Like centers were bad, start was bad, and this case is bad also. So, not to say that the solve wasn't lucky. I don't think it was. I think my 159 was certainly luckier. I think this one, like, I'm not like trying to brag. I'm saying I think this one had much more skill in it than the 159. Like, as I was saying, like some of the edge executions and just the fluidity on all that edge stuff was like, there's only 1 or 2 edge cases where I really noticed being like, wow, this is like pretty easy. I wouldn't expect this. But most of it was just like noticing everything like fairly quickly. Hard to tell on how lucky it really was to have a couple edges where I didn't have to do a Y2 at all. I don't know personally how lucky that is. That actually, now that I think about it, that might be pretty lucky. So those were pretty lucky in that one case where I got that red and yellow, green and yellow edge was also fairly lucky. And those are the two kind of biggest luck portions. So in this case, there's like nothing. I see like nothing. I go for this inner orange and blue, which is like, I was like, whatever. Let's just start out with that and see what we got. Like, I did a slice up slice and an MU2 M prime for 4 pieces. That's like so bad. Okay, and then we do a cycle for this last. We do a cycle, which is like not bad. And then we cycle it like this because this is okay. So this is a smart cycle. So this is a smart cycle because when I finished this cycle, I knew it was going to give me this case, which is one of these double MU2 M prime cases. So this sets up into a 1 alg edge, which is good. This is a very good third. This is a very good second edge on your last 4 edges, but it did require a smart cycle and a tear. Like the start was so bad. 3 different, like a slice up slice, MU2 M prime, and a cycle for your first edge is terrible. But luckily, I was able to set up into this. I did a smart cycle to set it up into this, and then this is honestly like a pretty bad last. Like it's not terrible, but it does have double parity. So I essentially just have double parity. Luckily, as you saw right there, I did a wide move instead of a non-wide move, and I kind of fumbled the easy like 4-move flip to set up into the case. But then I got the double parity. And I like nailed it. Like I'll show you in the video in like 1 second that like the double parity execution is like very fast. So 1 sec. Oh, 1 sec. Let's go find the double parity execution. It's like right here. So I do the flip kind of badly and then boom, nail it. And that's what saved the solve, right? Because right there, a lot of times when I'm on good solves, like I get really nervous on double parity. My parity alg execution is like really bad. That was like top tier. I'm very happy about that. That's not like thinking skill as opposed to execution ability. This is a terrible cross. Like I mess up. This cross took me 4 seconds. That cross took 4 seconds. Let's just go watch it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 move cross. We all know you can do every cross in 8 moves. Almost everyone like. So I do this. I think orange goes in the wrong spot. Oh, I undo it. Oh. Alright, so now we finished cross in 4 seconds. This F2L takes 3 seconds. This F2L was dirty fast. Oh my god. The F2L was so good. I don't know why. I just felt so good. I was done with F2L. The F2L took 3 seconds and the cross took 4. It was like not even. It's like not hard, but it's like not. So this is where it's like that red. The second and third pair just flowed together, and then I didn't preserve the all edges oriented case, but it worked out. So that took 3 seconds. Then OLL. Kind of risky with the pinky move there. And then that is not what happened. Brest actually got it wrong. Oh, that's interesting. He usually never gets it wrong. I think he just assumed that's what I did because in the actual solve, I do it from the I do the rotation wrong different at the end, and I do like I end with wait. Oh, I don't. Never mind. He's right. I'm so stupid. Brest is always right. I do get I thought I did U-perm from the back. I do it from the front. I'm right. Brest is right. He's always right. So yeah. Essentially, cross took 4 seconds. F2L took 3. Really smooth F2L saved the 3x3 stage because 3x3 stage ended up being 11 seconds. The nice OLL and the U-perm. U-perm only takes like 1 second on 7x7 really helps. So yeah, that's pretty much overall the solve. Overall the solve was actually a little more interesting than normal because the luck really came in places that you wouldn't expect. Like the start was honestly terrible. Last 4 edge case was pretty bad as well, but I got a really easy last 2 center case, really easy, decently easy next second 4 centers, and then some pretty nice edges where I didn't have to do a Y2 to finish the edge, and then some really smooth edge pairing with some like really good look ahead that I was pretty proud of, and then 3x3 stage was like just kind of random for me, like flubbing the cross and then somehow smooth F2L. Like 3x3 stage is just like I'm just gonna roll a dice and then I'm just gonna see what I get on 3x3. So yeah, that's the solve analysis for that. We'll see how long this record lasts. I don't really think it's gonna last too long. Might last until the end of the month. I do not. There's no way it survives through nationals. That would be insane. There's no way at all. I'd say it'd be like low 150 by the time nationals rolls around. So we'll see how long this goes though. Happy to have it for now. I got this competition this weekend, so even I can beat it. So other than that, again, huge shout out to Brest for the reconstruction. Obviously take a lot of time. Really glad to be doing it, and I'll probably be doing Max Park's 37-2 5x5 world record pretty soon, so stay tuned for that.